Oh man, so we are live, good folks. We are live. We about to break this thing down, man. So DDG has finally responded. A couple of weeks ago, we went through Halle Bailey's temporary restraining order that she placed on DDG, and it had him looking like a madman that couldn't control his emotions, that was super insecure, a lot of different things. But hey, like I told y'all once again, and I'll continue telling you, if you looked at that and said, dang, DDG, you got some issues, you seem like you're the problem. If you looked at it that way, it was designed to be that way. And it worked because the judge had to go ahead and say, all right, before I find out more information, let me go ahead and grant you a temporary restraining order. We can go ahead and set a hearing for his response, things of that sort. The judge did what he could do with what was in front of him. Now DDG is filing his own temporary restraining order after being muzzled by the judge in that situation. He couldn't speak about Halle on the social media, couldn't speak about her on his stream, and also couldn't speak about his own son. Couldn't talk about his own son. So it was an interesting situation. Also, she filed for full custody. And like I said, right now we're about to go through his response, just simply fighting for his child. And I'm already seeing some wild response with people just being upset with him, fighting for his child. Someone said, oh, he got the audacity. So, like, hold on, let me let y'all see this shit. One thing, these baby daddies gonna have the audacity. Like, damn, like what's going on? What's going on, man? This lady right here, this not all ladies. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Like, don't come to this conversation just being biased on some men versus women type stuff, because it's not all ladies that are just like this. Because this lady right here says, mind you, she went to the court first. Now y'all upset he fighting back. Y'all so strange. The biased behavior from women in these comments is mind-blowing. When the abuse comes from a man, it be Hail Mary. But when it's coming from the woman, y'all defend it. That's really sick. So I just put out a YouTube video letting y'all know, giving y'all an update about this, telling y'all that I was going to go live and letting y'all know like the nature of what was going to be said in this full paperwork that DDG filed. And yes, there are receipts of her being aggressive based on what he's saying. If it's true, the text messages line up. There are receipts of her being upset and being insecure about him doing content with another content creator, Lala Baptiste, and saying that she was going to harm herself. Self-delete. And I believe it was at a point in time when she had his son. Okay. So it was a toxic relationship. If anything that we know right now, for sure, that they had a toxic relationship. So let me go ahead and before we get going, let me make sure got this going on, setting up my back end. How y'all doing, man? Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all joining. Hit the like button. Let me know where you from. And talk in the chat, man. We're gonna go ahead and be breaking this thing down, but I want y'all to opinion as we're going through this. Let me go ahead and make sure we set up first, though. Excuse me. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, y'all can hear me for a second. Make sure. Boom. All right, so we good right there. All right, bet. Let me share the live. Join the live. Boom, boom, boom. Join the live. All right, bet. All right, so hit the like button. Make sure y'all talk in the chat. Let me know what y'all thinking so far. But let's get to this document. So this thing is long as hell, bro. This thing is insane. So DDG filed 165 pages. Now, it's not probably 165 pages of just straight text. It's going to be also, I'm sure we're going to see some photos or things of that sort. But this is his temporary restraining order, okay? So let's go ahead and skip through this part a little bit. So they say the application is made on the grounds that the petitioner poses an imminent emotional and psychological risk to the minor child based on repeated documented threats of self-harm. Should the minor child be removed from the United States, he will be without the protection of this court and any emergency intervention mechanisms. So that's that right there. And okay, memorandum of points and authorities. Let's get through this. So, all right. So I responded. Dale Granberry Jr. brings the ex parte application seeking urgent time-sensitive relief to protect the welfare of the party's infant child, Halle, considering the imminent risk that the petitioner is traveling with the infant to Italy on or about June 7th, 2025, a country beyond this court's jurisdiction, and more importantly, without appropriate legal safeguards or emergency threat mitigation mechanisms. And all right, so they're talking about things that's going to be spoken about. Let me see. I'm trying to get to the information. All right, here we go. Let's start right here. So the earliest documented incident, let me see if I could adjust the screen so you guys can see it better. That may be good enough for y'all. All right, so it says the earliest documented incident occurred in March 2022 when the parties were in Atlanta. After an argument, respondent attempted to leave the residence in his effort to de-escalate the situation. Petitioner responded by repeatedly calling and texting him, eventually claiming she had a knife and implying she would harm herself if he did not return. This event is significant not only because it demonstrates suicidal ideation, but because it marked the beginning of a recurring pattern in which petitioner would threaten or feign self-harm as a manipulative tool to control respondents' movements and decisions within a relationship. Now, I heard about a lot of dudes doing that. Girls say dudes do that a lot. It's interesting to hear it from the other end with a lady doing it, okay? Have y'all ever experienced that? Let me know in the chat if y'all has a partner ever use self-harm to manipulate you before. Let me know in the chat. All right, so it says this behavior escalated in August 2023 during a volatile confrontation in which petitioner seized respondents' illegally owned firearm during an argument and left the house in possession of the weapon. Respondent, unable to locate her and concerned for her safety, immediately alerted his mother and her fiance, who ultimately found petitioner outside the home still holding the firearm. She was described as emotionally unwell, incoherent, and potentially suicidal. This incident is particularly grave. Petitioner not only placed herself at risk, but she utilized a lethal weapon and in a context that clearly endangered the physical and psychological safety of those around her, including the couple's unborn child. So I know a lot of ladies are going to say postpartum. I'm not here to argue that at all. But I'm sure that's going to be a lot of reasoning for some ladies that she's probably experiencing postpartum. Wait, this is before the child was born. Did you experience postpartum before the child? Okay, whatever. All right, so this is before the child was born. Okay, all right. So that ain't postpartum. All right, so the most serious episode occurred on March 21st, 2024, when petitioner sent a series of alarming text messages threatening to kill herself and suggesting that their infant son, Halo, might also be harmed. She then proceeded to drive her vehicle with the child in the car while in an emotional, unhinged state. Respondent was so disturbed by her condition that he immediately contacted petitioner's godmother to intervene. The implications of this incident are deeply troubling. Petitioner placed the life of the minor child in direct jeopardy by operating a motor vehicle in a mental state that she herself described as suicidal. The risk of the child's physical and emotional well-being was imminent, severe, and wholly avoidable, yet precipitated by petitioner's unregulated emotional impulses. So this right here, for sure, people are going to throw in the category of postpartum. All right, so in September and November 2024, petitioner again sent messages threatening to end her life during times of emotional distress and conflict with respondent. These continued threats documented in Exhibits 4 and 5 of respondent's declaration demonstrate that petitioner's instability is not a thing of the past, but a present and ongoing danger. So this is as soon as November, this is last year. So her threats have recurred during conflicts regarding custody, parenting time, and respondent's refusal to reconcile or conform to her emotional demands. Each instance reveals a troubling pattern of impulsive behavior, manipulative threats, and disregard for the emotional and physical safety of the minor child. So taken together, this pattern paints a picture of a parent who is currently unfit to exercise unilateral, unsupervised decision-making regarding the child, particularly in a backdrop as serious as international travel. So a parent who has threatened suicide repeatedly, who has harmed herself with a firearm while in an emotional crisis, who has driven with the child in a potentially suicidal state, and who continues to escalate when emotionally dysregulated, cannot be entrusted to care for a vulnerable infant abroad. Without the safety net of California court supervision, welfare checks, mental health intervention, or child protective services. So the prospect of petitioner traveling alone with the child to Italy for an extended period presents a clear and unacceptable risk to the child's emotional and physical safety. It will remove the child from all established safeguards and place him entirely in the custody of a parent who has demonstrated the potential for impulsive and self-destructive conduct. So y'all know she has a movie. She got a movie she about to film. In her TRO that she filed, she asked for the ability to go ahead and move with the child to go ahead and film the movie for about 2 months You know, everything just up to her discretion. She has full control for 2 months. He can't see the child. And along with that, she also doesn't want him to have full custody or have any custody. I think she said he can only visit the child for 6 hours a week with someone coming to supervise the visits. That's what she filed for. That's crazy as hell. But this is a response to that. All right. So this is just more of the legal jargon trying to say, like, listen, she's suicidal. She has said this over and over again, and she's done some things with the child in her possession that shows we can't trust what she may do. So that's pretty much what's being explained over here in this entire session. If you guys, let's go ahead and continue down here where they're going through the actual story. All right. Okay, here we go. What y'all saying in the chat, man? How y'all doing? Man, y'all going crazy in the chat. Free DDG. So why didn't he file for custody if he's been feeling this way and had all this against her? Wow, two sides to the story. Glad to see he's not letting up. However, I hope they both can come to an agreement. I agree. I hope they can come to an agreement. For sure. See some more. He filed, but that doesn't mean it's going to get granted. It doesn't mean it's going to get granted. We don't know. We just seeing going through it. But like everyone says, there's two sides to a story. But let's continue this over here, okay? All right, let's see. So this is him getting into the nitty gritty. I, Dale Granberry, declare and state as follows. I am the respondent in this action. I have firsthand personal knowledge of the facts contained in this declaration. And if called as a witness, I could and would competently testify hereto under oath. I offer this declaration in lieu of personal testimony pursuant to these codes over here. So I submit this declaration in support of my request for a domestic violence restraining order request against petitioner Halle Bailey. So he's filing his own domestic violence restraining order against her. Okay. All right. So he says, I am a musician, having enjoyed a successful career since 2017 as a multi-platinum rapper, singer, and songwriter. I maintain a large presence on YouTube and social media. Petitioner is a singer and actress and a songwriter, and having had success in R&B and film, Petitioner and I began dating in or around November 2021. We share one child together, Halo, born December 22nd, 2023. Our relationship quickly became volatile and was marked by repeated arguments, threats, and physical altercations. Petitioner has since weaponized our child to exert coercive control and manipulation over me, interfering with my access to Halo. While I have made every effort to be as precise as possible with dates, the abuse inflicted by Petitioner occurs so frequently and pervasively throughout our relationship that is difficult to recall the exact dates of each incident. That may be a problem, my boy. But you putting it out there. Additionally, Petitioner has engaged in the following conduct, thereby perpetrating abuse against me as recognized pursuant to the Domestic Violence Prevention Act. So here goes a summary of abuse perpetrated upon me. This is everything he's saying that she did to whip his ass when she felt like he wasn't moving right. All right, let's get to it. So Petitioner routinely used emotional coercion, including but not limited to threats of self-harm, when I attempted to leave the relationship and or establish boundaries. Petitioner weaponized our pregnancy, demanding reconciliation or placing me in an impossible situation of being threatened that she would abort our baby should I not reconcile or accede to her demands. Excuse me, let me burp real quick. All right. So Petitioner on multiple occasions invaded my privacy by going through my phone while I was asleep. Petitioner engaged in physical abuse perpetrated upon me by slapping and punching me during an August 2024 altercation over my phone. Petitioner repeatedly struck me while driving in a car on August 16th, 2024 while leaving the Bruno Mars concert in Los Angeles. Okay, so he does have some dates for some things. All right. So Petitioner reportedly struck me while we were parked outside her house during a custody exchange on January 18th, 2025, and then falsely claimed I slammed her head into the steering wheel. There you go. That's the one people talking about. I pretty much knew the situation went like this because she didn't say how they started off fighting. Y'all, we went through that story several times. I told y'all if the fight just start and if it's a chance for a lady to say a man came and attacked me, she's going to put it in the paperwork. She will. There's no way if you're trying to say someone abused you that you will leave that out if a man came and attacked you. Obviously, she was upset because he said some shit to her. She said he was calling her a bitch. Get out of my car, bitch. She got pissed off and attacked him. More than likely defending himself. She was going crazy, hit her head, and that would led to the chipped tooth. That's what he's saying, okay? But petitioner on multiple occasions has physically attacked me during custodial exchanges of Halo, including but not limited to grabbing and pulling Halo from my arms. Petitioner has surveilled me through the surreptitious use of Apple AirTags placed within my vehicles. She put AirTags in his vehicles? Oh, God, dang. Dang. See, that previous shit that she found made it seem like he was crazy over her. But it made it seem like they both was crazy over each other. I don't know. They seem like they're crazy over each other, bro. Toxic relationship, they don't need to be together. Separate forever. God bless Halo, man. I feel sorry for Halo. All right. Petitioner shows up uninvited to events, including in movie theater and studio sessions, often resulting into confrontations. Oh, she's one of those. Petitioner pushed me and attempted to attack my companion while outside a movie theater in June of 2023. Okay. Yeah. Petitioner has frequently used racial slurs and profane language directed at me in front of others, including family, friends, and our child. Petitioner has denigrated and demeaned my masculinity, saying I wasn't enough of a man for her. Damn. Petitioner exercises coercive control over... Wait, hold on. I gotta pause on that. She sounds like her fan base. She sounds like a fan base. That's all they were saying. Hell no. Petitioner, if this is true. So petitioner exercises coercive control over me by withholding access to our son, Halo, based upon my refusal to abide by her dictates or demands. Petitioner frequently changes agreed upon custody agreements without notice, denying me access to Halo as a tool for control or punishment. Petitioner blocks communications, demanding that all communications involving Halo proceed through my mother. Petitioner, during emotional outbursts, has destroyed my personal property, including my laptop that contained critical music and content work. Petitioner stole my legally owned firearm during an argument in August of 2023 and was found outside the house in possession of it. Okay, so relationship timeline and emotional coercion. Oh, this boy breaking this thing down. Okay. So in early 2022, our relationship deteriorated after petitioner became verbally aggressively, largely due to her growing hostility related to my professional collaboration with other women and her fixation on my past relationships. So him working with other chicks got her pissed off, and also things with his past girls got her pissed off. Okay. So during Grammy weekend in February 2022, petitioner became enraged over text messages between me and the previous girlfriend. An argument ensued wherein petitioner texts another man, arranges to meet at 2 a.m. Following a Grammy after party. Although my messages were platonic in nature, petitioner fixated on them and retaliated by texting this other individual. This marked the point at which I attempted to end our relationship. Despite my attempts to end the relationship, petitioner continued to contact and pursue me. This seems like the Ruby Rose situation. It seemed like the Ruby Rose situation and the Brent Fayez situation. He was texting Ruby Rose, probably platonically. That's what he claims. He may not have been, based on what we've seen. I don't know if it's platonically. And she got back at him based on what he's writing with Brent Fayez. Based on what he's writing. If you correlate the stories, that's what's going on right here. All right? We're going to go ahead and make a footnote so we can go ahead and do the research and make sure that we see that that's the time frame when he said that he was being cheated on by her. We're going to do research on that. Give me some time. So over time, her persistence elicited a sense of sympathy in me, which ultimately led to our reconciliation. Unfortunately, following our reunion, her behavior grew increasingly volatile, characterized by escalating verbal abuse and eventually physical aggression. Shortly thereafter, we reconciled, and despite our best intentions, the relationship continued to suffer because of petitioner's insecurity. Petitioner continued to accuse me of impropriety whenever I spent time in the studio or collaborated with female artists or content creators. Petitioner would initiate arguments premised upon speculation and jealousy. Her constant accusations having no basis in fact utterly destroyed my peace of mind and emotional calm. Now, once again, this is all alleged, but don't y'all hate that shit? Don't y'all hate that shit? Just because you are in the presence of another woman, or if you're a lady, if you're in the presence of another man, just someone thinking thinking you're in the present, they start making stories up in their mind. And just because of that, they made these stories up. Now you got to treat it as if the stories are true. You got to treat it as if the stories are true. And just because they feel hurt or feel some type of betrayal, you still have to massage those feelings. And it may not be true at all. Those are so annoying. Those arguments are so damn annoying. Like, yo, you making this shit up out of thin air. And we having this full conversation that you making up out of thin air. This full argument about something that you just making up. Whatever. All right. So petitioner would routinely compare our relationship to those I had with former partners, particularly another rapper and popular content streamer. Petitioner would use these comparisons to undermine and criticize me. This is Ruby Rose he's talking about. As a result of petitioner's jealousies and insecurities, I found myself entangled in an on and off again relationship marked by ongoing emotional volatility, unresolved conflict, and repeated attempts to reconciliation that ultimately failed to establish lasting stability. So basically, he's letting y'all know, throughout the relationship, they argue so much due to insecurities that most of the time, or a great deal of time, they weren't together. It'll be, I don't want to be with you no more. Then they be missing each other, get back together. But throughout that time, it was never a stable relationship. So there's going to be some things that happen in that meantime, that what you probably find out once y'all get back together is going to cause some more arguments. Like that break shit, couples always going on breaks. That is so toxic, dog. If you want to be with someone, be with them. Be with them. Because what happens in between those breaks going to keep breaking y'all the fuck up. Whatever though. Petitioner conduct interference with respect to my access and time spent with Halle is used to control me. Petitioner limits my ability to be a father to our son, particularly when I refuse to accede to her demands. Petitioner's obstruction is retaliatory and habitually occurs when I refuse to follow petitioner's dictates. Petitioner will attempt to exert control over my streaming content, my streaming associations, or my refusal to reconcile with her. Yeah, this sounds like he may have been... That stuff that Bia was talking about, that may have been Halle, although he said it wasn't. When Bia said that your girlfriend didn't allow us to put out a song together, they didn't want to say who it was. Excuse me. But he's saying clearly, she would control who he works with. All right. Girlfriends do that though. You know, they do that for peace of mind, especially if you have a job in this type of world, the entertainment world. All right. Especially DDG, who has a lot of his content when he's single is relationship stuff, is flirtatious shit. That's his bag. But all right, let's continue. So despite multiple attempts to reconcile for the sake of our child, petitioner's behavior has escalated to include physical violence, emotional manipulation, threats of self-harm, and coercive control. I am now seeking protection for myself and our son. All right, so this is petitioner's verbal abuse of me. Petitioner habitually use verbally abusive and profane language, often yelling, "Fuck you, nigga, stupid ass bitch," and calling me bitch during arguments. So they both was calling each other bitches, they saying. She said he called her a bitch. He's saying she was going crazy, calling him a bitch too. All right, petitioner would frequently denigrate and demean me by telling me I am not a man enough for her. No, that shit hurt that boy. This is the second time bringing it up. That shit hurt him. That would hurt a lot of niggas. If your girl telling you not man enough, that hurt a lot of dudes. But to continue, these verbal assaults often occurred in the presence of others, including family members, and most troubling for me, our infant child. Damn, she's telling you you're not a man in front of your son? Damn. I know you can't process it, but damn. Incidents of this nature occur repeatedly throughout our relationship. Okay. All right. Pregnancy-related emotional abuse and coercion. So during the instability, petitioner disclosed in or about April of 2023 that she was pregnant with our son. We had multiple conversations of our plans to co-parent together, even though our relationship had ended. Despite recognizing that our relationship was unstable, I still wanted to move forward with having our child and was prepared to take on that responsibility. Oh, so they wasn't even together around that time. Damn. That's crazy. At the same time, I made it clear to the petitioner that I would support whatever decision she ultimately made regarding the pregnancy, so long as I was kept informed and included in the process. My only request was to be a part of the decision. In June of 2023, I discovered petitioner attempted to terminate the pregnancy without my knowledge or consent, regardless of our prior discussions to parent the child together. On or about June 6, 2023, petitioner contacted me complaining that she was bleeding and in pain. In my effort to assist, I contacted her OBGYN and learned that petitioner had attempted to abort the baby, but failed to take the second abortion done. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, he said he contacted the OBGYN, and that's how he learned that she attempted. Not that I thought she was just thinking about it. She attempted to abort the baby, but failed to take the second abortion dose. Damn. That alone can cause resentment. That can cause resentment alone. Damn. All right. Whew. All right. Wow. So following this discovery, I spoke to petitioner and asked why she would abort our child after we had agreed to co-parent together. Petitioner threatened me by demanding that we reconcile or she would go through with the abortion. This was the most troubling of her attempts to coercively control me. Wow. Okay. I've never been through this, but I hear about this type of shit all the time. I've never been through this. But damn, seeing this shit in court documents written down is interesting. All right. All this is alleged, okay? So following this threat to abort the pregnancy, coupled with the fact that she attempted to abort without informing me, I made the decision to cut ties with her. I could no longer be subjected to her controlling behavior and wonder whether her actions may have jeopardized the health and well-being of our unborn child. Despite making it clear I wanted out of the relationship, petitioner insisted that the baby was unharmed and informed me that she began attending multiple medical appointments in an effort to reassure me. These appointments appeared less about transparency and more about convincing me to stay. Ultimately, we learned that our baby was miraculously healthy, moved by the outcome and motivated by a desire to preserve a sense of family for my unborn son. I chose to reconcile with the petitioner once again in hopes of creating a stable environment for our child. So he's saying he was doing it for the son. He was trying to be with her because of the child. So her coercion worked. And if this is what you are saying, it worked. Okay. All right. I hope it wasn't just that though. Like, damn, bruh. But that's what it comes down to, man. All right. And that is the problem a lot of people talk about when it comes to having a child out of wedlock. You more than likely don't want to be the person. It's a great chance you don't want to be the person because you haven't fully committed to him. So that's what's going on. That's a struggle that's going on right here. But let's continue. True to form, petitioner, in an effort to control me, once again repeatedly threatened to proceed with the abortion and nor express regret that she had not already done so. These repeated threats and comments caused me severe emotional harm and distress. All right, so this is petitioner surveillance and stalking with air tags. Let's get to this part right here, because I didn't know she was stalking and shit. All right, so petitioner has repeatedly shown up announced to places I frequent, initiating public confrontations and verbal outbursts. So on or about June 16, 2023, while petitioner was pregnant, she appeared uninvited at a movie theater in Westwood where I was attending a film with a female friend. Oh, now he said they wasn't together. I guess maybe that, who knows? That's his side that they weren't together. They were on and off, but she put up on him. He says, to be clear, this individual has been a long-standing, strictly platonic friend, and there was no romantic or inappropriate relationship between us at any time. I later discovered that the petitioner had been using hidden Apple AirTags in my vehicles to monitor my location, which explains how she knew I was where I was that evening. I hope this isn't one of the times that y'all was together, though, my boy. Just from me to you. I hope this wasn't one of the times that y'all was together, because if y'all was together but you going to the movies with a female friend, you asking for trouble. I'm just keeping G with you. You see the girl crazy as hell, you trying to be with her. If y'all was together, you asking for trouble. But let's go. Petitioner entered the theater and immediately began shouting profanities in a loud. Imagine Little Mermaid coming in the theater going crazy. That's crazy. All right. I'm surprised nobody said anything about this shit. If Little Mermaid came in the theater going crazy. All right, petitioner entered the theater and immediately began shouting profanities in a loud and disruptive manner for all to hear. Halle came in the theater going crazy. Nah, bro, it gotta be some footage of this shit. Someone, like, it gotta be some tweets or something around the time this happened to document this shit, dog. I damn sure would have been on Twitter like, Halle Buddy just came in this bitch going crazy on DDG. Whatever. So I was incredibly embarrassed by the incident in an effort to de-escalate the situation so as to avoid further confrontation. I exited the theater with my companion, petitioner, then followed closely behind, continuing to shout expletive and directing her verbal assault at both me and my friend, referring to us as bitches and threatening to beat her ass. She made repeated accusations of infidelity and attempted to initiate a physical altercation with my friend, all while continuing to use hostile and inflammatory language at the two of us. Nah, bro, this sounds crazy. So Halle Bailey about to square up at the movie theaters? Where's this fucking footage, bro? It gotta be some footage of this shit. Halle Bailey about to square up, bro, that's crazy. All right, I would expect to see some footage of this shit. It gotta be. So as petitioner attempted to physically attack my friend, I was forced to intervene and restrain petitioner to prevent harms to both my friend and to petitioner who was carrying our unborn child. This incident was particularly troubling as it clearly established the petitioner was becoming more unhinged more frequently. Yeah, Rock Nation had, if this is true, Rock Nation probably scooped up and paid for that footage like Diddy. Yeah, let me get all this. Wipe it off the face of the earth. Because they can't have her looking crazy like that, being Little Mermaid. But to continue. During petitioner's pregnancy from April through December 2023, I found Apple AirTags in my vehicles. Upon discovering these devices, I realized petitioner was using these devices to stalk and surveil me. I did not become aware that petitioner was tracking my movements until I began receiving persistent and unfamiliar Apple AirTags notifications on my electronic devices. Yeah, I was just about to ask that, like, you're gonna get the notifications, but he said that he did receive the notifications. So he continued to say, it became evident that petitioner had been using AirTags to stalk and monitor my whereabouts, together with my mother and her fiance, George Charleston, who also serves as my driver. We discovered Apple AirTags concealed in all three of my vehicles, a Rolls Royce, a Maybach, and an Escalade. George and I frequently received alerts indicating that an unknown AirTag was moving with us. Despite multiple attempts to prompt the device to emit an audible sound so as to identify the location of the device, it remained undetected until later inspections by George and my mother. So it took them some time to find it. Damn. Okay. So on one occasion during the pregnancy, an AirTag was found by my mother hidden inside a vitamin bottle stored in the trunk of my car. That's crazy. Don't y'all be taking no notes. She put it in a vitamin bottle. Damn. On another occasion, it was discovered by a close female friend of mine tucked within a baby bottle holder. Each time an AirTag was located, it was promptly removed and discarded. The repeated placement of these devices demonstrates a clear and disturbing pattern of stalking and surveillance without my knowledge and consent, all of which further contributed to my sense of fear, violation, and lack of privacy. So he probably thought that when she got into his car, y'all know the back and forth that he had with her in the back of his car, he probably thought she was playing an AirTag. Because in their exchange, when she would have the child, if this is true, more likely when she would have the child and she would have the car seat or whatever, she'll be planning these things, and then in exchanges, she probably was putting them in the car. If this is true. All right, so following our child's birth, petitioner's emotionally volatility, why the hell I'm talking like this? Continued to increase. She frequently went through my phone without permission while I was asleep, using what she found to start conversations. These incidents occurred during a period when petitioner and I were in an on and off again relationship. Despite the instability between us, I made a concerted effort to maintain the relationship and provide a sense of stability. Particularly after learning she was pregnant, I would often fall asleep while scrolling TikTok, wherein petitioner would take these opportunities to hack into my device without my permission. Yeah, that's how it happens. Petitioner's physical violence and outbursts. Okay, these are about the violence over here. So in or about August of 2024, petitioner became physically violent when I refused to give her my phone. She slapped and punched me repeatedly while I attempted to de-escalate the situation. My mother witnessed the incident and intervened to get her to stop. Damn, in front of the mama, she bold. Also present was a close friend, Baby Rich, the dude that's been on live stream telling y'all that she was beating him. He was there. So I had to physically restrain petitioner by holding her wrist in an attempt to get her to stop the assault. During the chaos, she ran off with my laptop from the garage. Petitioner repeatedly texted me and threatened to destroy it unless I answer her phone calls. The incident arose from one of many arguments sparked by petitioner's jealousy and mistrust over my professional content collaborations. As a content creator, streamer, video editor, and music producer, my laptop is essential to my livelihood. It contained ongoing projects, unreleased footage, and software critical to my work. This act not only caused significant financial harm, but also disrupted my ability to meet professional obligations. Attached hereto Exhibit 1 is a true and correct copy of petitioner's messages from June 1st, 2023, wherein she states that my computer is broken following her belief that I cheated on her. So let's go ahead and go to the Exhibit 1. This is page 20. Let me go ahead and make a note that we can come back to page 20. Page 20. We're going to come back to page 20, but let's look at Exhibit 1 down here. Where is it? All right, here goes Exhibit 1 that he's referencing. Make sure you see it on the screen. Boom. So, Halle, that's not right. I have to go. I've been so nice. I've been calm. I've not broken your property or anything. I have to go. I'm pregnant and you're trying to cause me more stress for no reason. I said this morning, respectfully, I'm not arguing with you anymore. You want to be petty? You can be petty by yourself. Stop blocking me. Okay, I gave you a chance. You ruined my whole day. I have to work. Your computer is broken now. Goodbye. She broke the computer. Hey, so I'm going to stop calling you now. You cheated on me. I literally caught you with another girl last night and told you you've stolen my car. All while I'm pregnant. I can't do this anymore. I tried to call you to tell you I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm leaving work now. I'm tired and I tried. Please don't try and say I didn't tell you when I'm blowing up your phone. All right. So maybe this is after the movies. I don't know. I got to look at that up to see. But she's saying she did that because he was cheating and she caught her. She caught him. I can't do this if this is how it's going to be. I want to be free. I wish you the best in everything that you do in the future. He says, how come you can take my things and I can't take yours? Just give me my laptop back and I happily give you your car keys. I'll bring you your keys when you get home. Just let me know when home. So he took the car keys. He's confirming it right there. And she took the laptop and she went to bring the laptop. He's confirmed it. Toxic shit. Both their ass toxic. So I'm home. Take me to dinner. We need to have a civil conversation. I'm not doing back and forth with you anymore. If you gonna actually listen to me, I will. I'm not listening to you demean or insult me anymore. So don't even try it. I'm hurt by you enough. If you're not going to be gentle with me when I'm going through this hard time, then we don't need to talk. So she is willing to reconcile, but she's the man to take me to dinner and we could talk X, Y, and Z type shit. All right, so let's go back up to page 20 because that is the end of exhibit. That exhibit. All right, so it's page 20, right? There you go. All right, so continue. It says, unfortunately, this was not an isolated incident. Petitioner consistently expressed discomfort and hostility toward my work, particularly when it involved collaborating or filming with other women. She refused to be part of my content and often used emotional manipulation or conflict to prevent me from filming with female colleagues, despite the professional nature of my work. So she didn't want to be in the content, you know? Okay. So he wants to work with other people, but she didn't want him to do that either. But a big deal of his content is vlogs and lifestyle shit. Interesting. Okay. In contrast, I was expected to accept her participation in intimate on-screen roles, including kissing and close physical contact with her male co-stars in films. Without objection, this double standard creating ongoing tension and further reflected the controlling and unequal dynamic in our relationship. All right. So one thing I will say though, your content is perceived to be scripted reality. Her content is completely scripted fiction. So it's a difference in the two. So that's probably a part of the arguments between you guys. But she should allow you to even be, you can still work with women as long as it's not flirtatious or like it's a storyline that DDG loves storylines. As long as it's a storyline that's not about you dating a woman, you should be allowed to work with other women, But your content is different than her filming a movie, which is for sure fiction. But to continue. Petitioner has repeatedly interfered with my work, often by initiating arguments causing disruptions while I was recording or editing, or withholding access to necessary equipment. Petitioner will force me to edit her out of projects last minute and or refuse to allow me or my family to post projects with her likeness or features after having granted consent. Her conduct severely impacted my ability to earn income and maintain stability. Okay. All right. Sound like her audience, though. Her audience also often said that he would be trying to use her for content, and she shouldn't allow that. X, Y, and Z probably also had her management team saying to not be used for the content. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But to continue, notably on August 16, 2024, I documented one such outburst by Petitioner as we were leaving a Bruno Mars concert at the Intuit Dome, which we had attended with our son. During this incident, Petitioner became upset and demanded we leave. As I was driving back home from the concert, she became verbally aggressive and emotionally unhinged in the presence of our child. She began to hit me as I was driving with our child. Oh, she crazy. She began to hit me as I was driving with our child. You don't hit someone when they're driving. All right, so Petitioner clearly had no regard for her personal safety or that for our infant sons. I ended up pulling the car over so that I could de-escalate her volatility and make sure we were safe. I recorded her outbursts to preserve a record of her behavior, as reflected in the ongoing pattern of volatility that has continued to jeopardize both my emotional well-being and our son's sense of stability and safety. I will play this recording during our trial. However, attached here too, as Exhibit 2, is a true and correct transcript of that recording. All right, so let's go to Exhibit 2. We can come back to page 20 again. This is the transcript of the recording. Okay. So in the recording, who knows how this argument started? DDG's respondent, Petitioner is Halle. So he says, keep hitting me. She says, you stupid bitch. Keep hitting me. You're a stupid bitch. Keep hitting me. Cheating ass. Keep hitting me. Dirty dick. Yup. Keep hitting me. Ass bitch. Yup. Keep hitting me. Yeah, you got fucked. Halle, if he keep telling you to hit him, you should be honest. Like, if he keep telling you to hit him, you should be knowing something's up. He's recording you. Like, obviously. Get out of my car. He says, you got fucked before. Keep hitting me. I never got fucked. Yes, you did. Yeah, keep hitting me. Nope, not even by you. Yep, keep hitting me. Not even by you. Keep hitting me. Keep hitting me, stupid ass. Yeah, I bet you calm down. Get the fuck out of my car. Bet you calm down now. Get out of my car then. Bet you calm down now. Get out of my car trying to disrespect me in my car. I bet you calm down now. So get out. So get out. Bet you calm down now. So get out. Bet you calm down now. What do you think the fucking cone is? F. I guess that's when the recording cut off. All right, so back to page 20. Where we at? Boom. All right. So I have also repeatedly called my mother during incidents where Petitioner was physically assaulting me. This occurs so frequently I cannot provide the court with specific dates. These events were not isolated. She would often refuse to leave my home or my vehicle, preventing me from leaving and demanding conversations against my will. On multiple occasions, Petitioner has refused to let me leave her home by physically blocking exits and threatening to withhold our son if I attempted to separate from her. All right, so this is the big one right here. Everyone that we've all seen before, where she's saying that he was abusive because of her teeth got chipped. All right. Okay, so it says on or about January 18, 2025, Petitioner agreed that I could pick up our son, Halo, for an overnight visit. However, when I arrived at her residence, she insisted that we discuss and formalize a visitation schedule, an issue that had become increasingly contentious due to her repeated pattern of using Halo as a means of control, arbitrarily limiting my access based on her emotions or preferences. After placing Halo in his car seat, Petitioner unexpectedly entered the backseat of the vehicle and refused to exit. Effectively preventing me from exercising my custodial time. Despite my repeated requests for her to leave the car, she locked herself inside with Halo and grew increasingly agitated. Concerned for the safety and well-being of our son, I called my mother for guidance on how to proceed. During this incident, Petitioner demanded that I talk to her and make a schedule. So this is the other side of that conversation. So she locked herself in the car to force him to make a schedule. Okay. and then proceeded to strike me from the back seat by launching herself over the center console and into the front seat to punch me. As she did so, her momentum caused her to hit her head on the steering wheel. Her momentum caused her to hit her head on the steering wheel. At no point did I strike her. In fact, I attempted to shield myself by restraining her arms to prevent further punches. Exactly as I said, her injuries that she had came right here, and the tooth right here was chipped. He said he didn't punch her, but once that happened, she was hurt. Okay, she stopped fighting from that point. But yeah, she said that he was telling her, "Get out of my car, bitch." She didn't want to get out of the car. She locked herself in the car. I'm trying to piece all the stories together from both sides. And then he said she started striking him from the back seat. And that led to her jumping and lunging and hitting her head on the steering wheel. I can see that making sense. What y'all think? I see that making sense. All right, so eventually I drove home with petitioner still in the backseat of the car in an effort to get her to calm down and exercise my visitation. I arrived home and went inside with Halo as a petitioner and stayed outside to talk. As petitioner stayed outside to talk with my family and complain about the status of our relationship. After my mother arrived, petitioner spent time with my little sister, who eventually drove her home. At no point did she leave the premises in a state of distress or hysteria. Attached here too, Exhibit 3 is a true and correct reflection of my injury sustained by petitioner from her attack. So Exhibit 3, let's get to it. Hold on. Where's Exhibit 3? So here goes his finger. Bruise right there. Bruise in his arm. Bruise in his finger. All right. Let's go back up. Where were we? Where were we? All right. So this behavior is consistent with her ongoing efforts to interfere with my custodial rights, including unilaterally denying visitation and traveling out of town as her undisclosed trip to St. Lucia, which I only discovered through social media. These acts demonstrate a continued pattern of coercive control, emotional volatility, and disregard for agreed upon parenting arrangements. Petitioners' repeated threats of self-harm and suicide. Back to this. So petitioner routinely used emotional coercion and manipulation to exert her control over me, often threatening me by using self-harm or ending her life. The earliest account of this I have was documented was in March 2022. We were in Atlanta and an argument ensued between us. I left petitioner as I did not want to continue to engage in a fight with her. Upon leaving, petitioner reportedly called me. When I didn't answer her calls, she then proceeded to text me. Attached is Exhibit 4. Is a true, correct copy of these messages. Let's go to Exhibit 4. Where they at? All right, let's get to it. All right, so this is Halle to the left in the gray. This is him in the blue. She says no to this tweet. I guess he tweeted something. She didn't like it. No to this tweet. What's wrong with it? Donald, of all people, let's not. LMAO. It is not that deep. It is, though. Donald is a racist man who doesn't care about us. Why would you leave? So they were talking about Donald Trump up here. And he obviously tweeted something about Donald Trump and she didn't like it. This is hours later, though. He says, why would you leave? He says, I'm done with the threats. So something happened in this point in time that he said he left because of the threats, okay? She says, stop being this way. And these are some captions. Answer the fucking phone. Answer the fucking phone. She going the hell off. She ain't even texting right. I'm going to try one more time. If you don't answer, it's over forever. I'm not playing, Daryl. That's it. I just want to be left alone, please. I'm calling for help. I have a knife. Oh, whoa. Okay. I'm calling for help, but you don't care, do you? Okay. Have a knife for what? I called because I needed help, but you've shown time and time again that you just don't care, and that's okay. Whatever I decided to do is none of your concern. Just leave me in peace. Damn, so she threatening to hurt herself, and she's trying to blame it on him. Okay. I came there to check on you. For you to act like you're going to hurt yourself to make me feel some type of way is manipulative and selfish. I never thought you would do nothing like that. She says, I never thought you would leave either. Guess I didn't know you at all. And nobody's acting like anything. Whatever I decide to do is my decision. Don't feel sad either. It's cool. Damn. You literally told me to leave. This push and pull shit you keep doing is childish. You keep threatening to leave me alone and saying you can fuck with somebody else. I'm not sticking around for that. All right, that's that. Yeah, that's manipulative as fuck. She can't keep doing that shit for real. That's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. All right. So it says, in these messages, petitioner is threatening to end the relationship if I do not answer her calls. When I responded, informing her I just want to be left alone, she threatens me, claiming she has a knife. On several occasions, petitioner has threatened to kill herself, especially when I try to end the relationship or leave her residence. In or about August of 2023, during a particularly volatile argument, petitioner became enraged and threatened to end her life using my legally owned firearm without my consent. And she took the weapon and left the house. Alarmed and unable to locate her, I immediately contacted my mother, who arrived shortly thereafter with her fiance George to assist in the search. George ultimately located the petitioner outside in possession of the firearm. He safely retrieved the weapon from her. Following this, petitioner proceeded to run upstairs and locked herself in the master bedroom closet, where she remained lying on the floor in an emotional, unstable state. Damn. This incident was one of the several in which petitioner's actions posed a serious threat to her own safety and the safety of our son by creating an environment of emotional distress and danger within the home. Yeah, they don't need to be together at all, but they got to figure this out for the son. Because they got a lot of issues between each other, especially toxicity, like crazy. So on March 21st, 2024, petitioner sent messages threatening to kill herself and made statements that suggested she might harm our son. She then attempted to drive while in an emotional distress with our child in the car. I was so concerned for Halo's safety that I contacted petitioner's godmother, asking her to intervene. On at least two other occasions that I can recall, one in September 2024 and another in November 2024, petitioners sent similarly threatening messages. And this is Exhibit 5 that we got to go to see that. Where is that at? Here we go. So she just texting bet. Oh, when someone just texts you bet, you know some bullshit about to follow. She just said bet. Okay. I'm going to call you one more time. He says, phone is on airplane mode. I'm not letting you ruin my day over this bullshit. The trust issues are becoming overwhelming. Maybe that's for the best. I put in too much time and effort into making you happy to have to deal with this bullshit every other day. And in your eyes, you're never wrong. It's frustrating and I'm over it. I'm no longer entertaining this argument. I need to work on becoming more successful like Jay-Z, like you said. Oh man. Oh man, she throwing that's interesting. This is a normal relationship, huh? Because the normal toxicity that we see, I'm pretty sure a lot of us experience that they going through. All right, whatever. Then maybe you would take my vision of becoming a big labor owner serious instead of shitting on my dreams every second you get. Damn. She says, you don't want to be with me, and that's okay. I will never beg anyone. I will be successful. I don't need to be with someone who is going to demean me. You like that I'm insecure. It makes you feel good about yourself. I'm not doing this anymore. Keep your phone on airplane mode, but when I die, don't say shit. Whoa! Don't come to my funeral or anything. Fuck you. Be happy that these are the last texts you get from me. What? Crazy how the one person I thought I could trust and be there for me constantly proves me wrong. You are wrong. You know that emotionally I struggle and have a hard time. Yet when I'm obviously going through something, you ignore me until I go crazy. You throw in my face my insecurities and laugh about it. You put your phone on airplane mode and say you're not dealing with it. But when something bad happens, don't say anything, because this is my attempt to beg you to listen to me, to just answer the phone, to just hear me. Excuse me. To try and understand where I'm coming from, but you don't, and you'll regret it. You'll regret ever meeting me. Go back to the bitches you're used to. Go back to fucking thoughts. That's what you want. You never wanted anyone like me. You and your family hate me. Just admit it, but that's okay. Everyone does, but Poseidon. That's the cat, right? Poseidon. And I will go and fly and be just fine in heaven without any of this, without any of you rude ass people making me feel bad about myself. And you can show these texts to whoever you want. Laugh about it now. Goodbye. This ain't nothing to laugh about, Halle, but this is, like, if you're not, like, one, suicide is real. Suicide is a real concern. But using it in an emotionally abusive way is not cool. This is emotional abuse. This is emotional abuse for sure, for sure. Damn. Damn. And then something she said up here too. Where was it that made me think? Whatever, man. But yeah, I don't like that she's doing this at all. He says, I was in the shower. If you want to talk, you can talk to me in person instead of eating food without me and never eating. And I never eat without making sure you eat first. Okay, I'm leaving. The doors are locked. You can come get Poseidon and your laptop and stuff tomorrow. She says, I'm going to go home. I just want to resolve it so I can get some sleep, please. You don't ever have to talk to me again, but I can't breathe right now. I can't breathe right now. I'm just so stupid. This whole thing is so stupid. I want to die. I never want to be here again. I hate this all. I hate this life. He says, please stop taking it to this extreme. She says, I tried begging my only friend to help me. He says, I'm still communicating with you. She says, you won't help me. I'm so tired. I'm in pain. I don't want to do this anymore. You lie on me to your mama. He says, that's why I said we need to talk. We need to take time apart. You make it seem like this. You make it seem like I'm this horrible person, even though I've cleared up everything. Just leave me to die. I will be fine. You cause me pain. You are selfish. I've been crying nonstop because of you. I can't be here anymore. He says, you're sick. She says, you push everyone away who really tried to love you. I've tried really hard to fight for this relationship. I can't do this with you anymore when you constantly are purposely throwing me into the fire. He says, okay, block me. She says, I've just asked for understanding. He says, I'm done with texting. Do what you got to do. Damn, boy. Damn. That boy ruthless, huh? All right, so she says, if I die, you wouldn't even care. Like, I'm done texting you. Do what you got to do. Exactly. He says, I would. You just tripping and keep threatening to kill my unborn son. You're weird. I wouldn't feel like saving a child with you at this point. I wouldn't feel safe having a child with you at this point. Stop being fake happy to be a mom. He says, weird. I've had enough. I don't want to talk to you ever again. Please don't contact me. If you need to contact me, please reach out to my sister or Shermay. I hate you. You are the most horrible person I've ever met. I wish I didn't have to fight with you, but you continue to let me down every time. When Rain speak about changing my son in a money deal for views, and openly flirt and help every other woman in the world but me. She going crazy, bro. All caps, and she misspelling like crazy, but she pissed off. You hate me and want me to die. I want to die because of you. I will die because of you. It's your fault. Cry about it later. He says, why do you want me to sit on the phone and listen to you yell at me all day? You do this to me every time. She says, I beg you for help. You know I don't have anyone. You know I'm actively suicidal and struggling. You know I've been running to the doctor every day for help. And you still play in my face. I won't make it to my birthday because of you. You have ruined me and all my happiness. You hang up when I'm begging for help. You're the only help I used to have. And you're so focused on being famous and having money when you don't even see what's in front of you. How could you go to Mexico and be with someone else? How could you openly talk shit about me to all your family and all the women you want to sleep with? You want to end me. You want to ruin me, and you succeeded. I hope you are happy. I didn't make it. I tried. I can't do this anymore. You can't make up whatever story you can make up. You can make up whatever story you want to tell people about how I am or how I used to be. You can make up whatever you want when I'm gone. Tell everyone I'm crazy. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to realize how badly you fucked up, how you ruined me. And any chance I had of having a good life and putting myself back together, and you continue to ignore us. Me and your son are alone. You don't care about us anymore. You never did. He says, you want to kill yourself because I tweeted Sexy Red, a good rapper? What? That's what it's all about? You want to kill yourself because I tweeted Sexy Red, a good rapper? This literally makes no sense. That can't be what it's all about, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I don't want to laugh at this shit because this some serious stuff, but this, nah. Damn, sexy be causing problems out here, huh? Okay. All right, so these dates and times are jumping to different times. So this is 321. This says this is 29. I guess this is another chance of her saying that she's gonna hurt herself. Another time. All right, so she says, you won't, everyone is against me. I can't, I'm embarrassed and humiliated and tired. No one understands how I feel. I tried. He says, hurting yourself won't fix anything. The internet shit is relevant. It's fixed already. She says, just leave me alone. Stop thinking about that. Don't ever try to contact me again. So this is proof. So this is the message that she sent. So she sent him an attachment, and that's what we just read about her being embarrassed and stuff like that about the internet. So she feels like things he does on the internet embarrasses him. I'm sorry. She feels like things that he does on the internet embarrasses her. And I guess she's responding saying what you're saying about Sexy Red is embarrassing to me. And she wants to hurt herself because of that. So this is proof. You leave me hanging as a mother. You don't step up when I need you to. I'm begging you. I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico. That's Lala Baptiste. If you guys watch Stream University, she was on there a lot. She collaborates with DDG a lot. All right. Lala Baptiste. So he says, she says, I just found out you slept with Lala in Mexico. I'm going to kill myself tonight. My son would not be around for it. I hate you forever. You can have him and let her be his mom. Halle. He says, I can't believe you're acting like this. She says, she says, you put your penis inside of her in Mexico. You put your penis inside of her in Mexico. Okay. Knowing I was there taking care of our son, knowing I was crying before you left, you selfish, disgusting person, you're evil. I'm giving you our son. So she says she want to give him the son. That's crazy. But he says, you're making stuff up. And this happens, man. This happens. I know for sure it happens. People, partners, men and women, they make stories up in their own head, and you gotta treat it like it's true. You have to treat that shit like it's true, or you're not being sensitive, or taking in their emotions, or being what that shit's stupid. Whatever. She says, please, I don't want him around for this. Please take him from me. I don't want him to see me look like this. I'm begging you for Halo, please. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. Knowing I poured my heart. Damn, she's going in. All these misspellings, bro, it's throwing me off. Knowing I poured my heart into you before I left, you still went and fucked her, and you went even open. You can't even own up to it. I hate you. You are evil. You want me to die. Please take Halo. He says, I'm genuinely scared of you, man. I feel like you're gonna kill me in my sleep one day. I'm not allowing you in my house around guns. Please just go home and I'll pick Halo up from there. She says, me and Halo are in the code and you won't let us in your house. Are you serious? He says, I'm not letting you in my house around guns. She says, I'm here in my pajamas in the code and you won't let us in your house. Wow. Okay. I asked for help. I asked you to take Halo from me right now and you won't. Instead, you leave us in the code. You will never hear from me again. He says, it's not safe for you to be around guns. Please just go home and we'll figure it out. She says, there's no later. There was only now and you missed it. I called you and texted 1,000 times. You can't tell me I didn't ask for your help in the height of my struggle. I did, and you denied me over and over to spend time at the club. Left me outside in the cold outside of your house. We can never come back from this. You missed your chance to take Halo. We are leaving. He says, as long as you don't hurt yourself, I'm cool with that. We'll figure it out later. She says, I've already started hurting myself. Hey, she's emotionally abusive like a motherfucker, bro. She's emotionally abusive like crazy. Anything like that's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. I've already started hurting myself. Congrats, you killed me. This ain't funny, but this is wild, bro. This is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. He's to bring it back. He says, as long as you don't hurt yourself, I'm cool with that. We'll figure it out later. He says, I've already started hurting myself. Congrats, you killed me. Evil man. You never cared about me. You called my family. They're not going to help me. I'm not answering anyone. I called you because I needed to speak to you. And now you made it worse. You never cared about me or loved me. It was all a lie. So why your family can't help you? Why is he the only one that can help you? Like, why is he the only one that can help you? Your family love you too. Your sister right there, she love you too. That's how you know she's being emotionally abusive. That's how you know. If this all is true, I'll just keep putting a caveat on there. All right, so you have treated me like shit on the ground. I didn't deserve this. I tried my hardest. I want to live. I want to be happy. I don't want to die, but I don't know how else to do. I've tried. I'm reaching out to you for help. To please come get our son because I'm not okay. I am not okay and don't want him to be around me like this. I don't know what else to do. You've hurt me too bad. You've made everything so much worse. I don't want Halo to be around me like this. He says, I'm coming to get him. So he folded. All right. So, but then you come and try to take him from me and say disrespectful shit to me like pack his bag. Hey, man. Ain't no winning, my boy. Ain't no women. Ain't no winning. He finally say, okay, I'm gonna come get my son. I'm gonna come get him. And within the same minute, this 10:45, her response is 10:45 as well. But then you come and try to take him from me and say disrespectful shit like pack his bag. Like I'm a dog. You hurt me too bad. Like, yo. He finally did what you begging him to do. And you continuing. God damn. Give me a break. All right. You hurt me to the core. Please just leave me alone. I am not okay. And it's because of you. I'm not okay. And it's because of what you did. I'm not okay. Please just leave me alone. He says, so can I get Halo or no Halle? She says, I'm tired of asking. I reached out for help multiple times. There's proof everywhere that I tried to reach out for help before I did this. He says, I'm on the way already to get Halo. I tried so hard. I did everything I could. I love you the best that I could. I thought me having your child would prove to you my commitment and loyalty to you. There it go. There it goes right there. I thought me having your child would prove to you my commitment and loyalty to you. That's one of the biggest issues that recurs over and over again. Would y'all consider this trapping? Trapping him for the sake of love and exchange. Stability and exchange. You know, he was going for it. He said he wanted to stay with her to be committed, to provide stability for their son. Hey. Y'all saying that's trapping? Hey. All right. Whatever. So once again, I thought me having your child would provide to you my commitment and my loyalty to you, but you went behind my back and now my son will have a broken home. I tried so hard. I did everything I could up until this point. Why do I have to do something drastic for anyone to take me seriously? You will miss me when I'm gone. I'm tired. I've been alone in this apartment for 6 days, every day in my bed. I've gone crazy in this room. I don't want to be here anymore. Please just leave me alone. You've done enough. Declaration of George Charleston. All right, so I think this is have we finished the part earlier? She's going in. Because I think he has some more to say up here, but we all going through text messages. It's going so far with the text messages. I don't know if we finished these documents up here. This is more just about itself. I believe we can continue reading. Let me see. So it's just mostly just him saying, because of her threats of self-harm, I want sole custody. If you're not going to give me sole custody, then at least let someone in between, a third party, figure this out between us two. So let's go ahead and read this part, though. Let's get through it so you can be thorough. So it says, given these threats or threats of self-harm, I believe petitioner is a threat to our son's safety, that she should not be allowed to take Halo out of the country to Italy for a period of 2 months. I'm filing a concurrent ex parte application seeking to preclude petitioner's international travel. In the event this court does not grant the ex parte relief, I will have no choice but to report petitioner's threats to harm herself, thereby placing our son's safety at risk with the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services. Something I was hoping to avoid. Damn. He's saying, if y'all don't do what I gotta, if y'all don't fix this shit, then I'm gonna go ahead and get DCFS involved. Okay. So petitioner repeatedly refused to allow me to see Halo when I was not in a romantic relationship with her. If I created content with other women or posted something online, she'll block me and withhold access. She often used our son as leverage to control me emotionally or punish me. Petitioner frequently blocked me on all platforms after breakups and would only communicate through my mother. This became a constant pattern, with her toggling between affectionate behavior and extreme hostility, depending on whether I was physically or emotionally available to her. Petitioner has routinely threatened to withhold custody and block visitation when I assert boundaries or request changes to our parenting plan. She has made it difficult to arrange pickup and drop off and has resorted to screaming and threats during these exchanges, often in front of our son. During one incident, Petitioner physically prevented me from retrieving our son by standing in front of the door while yelling profanities at me. My mother was often involved in facilitating safe custody exchanges due to Petitioner's unpredictability and refusal to communicate directly. She has witnessed Petitioners attempting to take Halo from my arms and deny my parental rights, including an incident at Petitioner's West Hollywood apartment where her sister, godmother, and my father were present. As I was holding Halo in my arms in an attempt to visit our son, Petitioner began to hit me in an effort to get me to stop taking Halo for the limited amount of time she had already agreed for me to have him in my care and custody. Petitioner's escalating behavior poses an immediate threat to my safety, emotional well-being, and more importantly, to the stability and safety of our son. As a result of such conduct and behavior, I respectfully request the following protective orders: personal conduct and stay away orders. He doesn't want them. He wants to say, all right, we're going to stay our separate ways, okay? Sole legal and physical custody of Halo to me, or in the alternative, joint legal and physical with a 2-2-5-5 custody visitation schedule. I think that's fair. I think that's fair right there. 2-2-5-5 custody visitation schedule. That's fair. That's fair to me. Prohibition on removing our son from California or the United States without court permission. Use of our family wizard for communication and coordination. Order that all custodial exchanges be facilitated by third parties, including my mother or nanny, to avoid further direct contact with Petitioner. I declare under penalty or perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. All right, so I think most of this is fair that he's asking for. I think most of this is fair that he's asking for. We can go to where we left off at down below, but I think this is fair. Y'all think it's fair? I think this is fair. I think it's fair. They don't need to see each other at all anymore. But let's go down to where it says George. Let's continue down here. Where was that at? All right. Boom. So Declaration of George Charleston. I believe that is his stepfather. I may be wrong. But here we go. Let me sip some water real quick. He will never get full custody. I don't think he's going to get full custody. I don't think neither of them need full custody. Why would y'all do that to the son? Why would y'all do that to the baby? No one needs full custody of the child. Both of them have been toxic to each other. Let some mediation, someone to facilitate the handoffs and exchanges, but y'all don't need to see each other no more. Never again. Never again, man. But all right. Let's continue. So coming from DDG's phone, this is Halle. He says, stop talking like you're going to hurt yourself or Halo. It says, I would never hurt my child ever. I'm simply not tough enough for this world. Please take Halo so he doesn't have to see I'm not okay. My heart is broken. I can't pretend everything is okay. I've asked for help so many times. Too many times I feel like drowning. You've never cared about me. Not once in my life. You lied to me about loving me. You never did. I am just too heartbroken. Please just leave me alone. I'll be going soon. And then you can be free. I'm exhausted. I can't keep up anymore. I won't. He says, you didn't talk about Halo for more than 2 minutes. That whole conversation was about girls. I'm working. I don't know what to tell you. She says, every day I want to die because of the way that you embarrass me online and allow other women to speak on me. Huh? I know his fans talk crazy, but that's in defense of him because your fans talk crazy. But I don't know what she's referring to. Because I know Ruby Rose always said sweet things about Halle. I don't know. But whatever. I keep going because of how much I love our son. He says, I have $40,000 in bills every month. I have no choice but to work. She says, and how much I know he needs me. Is this, when did Bia say that shit? I don't know. This may have been that time, may have not been that time. I don't think it's around that time. But Bia did say something. I'm gonna look that up. It's several things we gotta research. We gotta see what happened around this time. If he had that conversation with Bia online, this may have been that. I don't know. So, okay, he says, send me a clip of a girl disrespecting you. Because I don't know what she's talking about either. I'll give you 10K if you can. Okay, please, because I never seen it. I never seen it. She says, you constantly hurt me and then try to say I'm wrong for asking for your support. I just thought we'd do what I wanted to do today since it's Mother's Day. But if you really want to go, you can. I'll just go home and pack. Hello? He says, if you don't come back here, I'm going to call the police. I don't want you to do something stupid. This is on Mother's Day now. I'm going to give it 5 minutes. You have a son. I know you took my gun. That gun has no safety. Wait, she did that on Mother's Day? Damn. Put it down. That's nothing to play with. So he sent a picture of Halo. You're going to make him go through life without a mom. I have to call the police. I can't let this happen. Damn, bro. Halle, why are you doing this, man? So I tried calling. It's just weird, and you wouldn't think to check on if we made it safely. This is my point. After a day like yesterday and the things you said to me, you are just not capable of showing me any affection or love. I call you and you send me to voicemail like I'm disturbing you, like I'm just a fly that's in your way. And that's that right there. So this is more just paperwork, legal filing. This is for the temporary restraining order that he's filing on her. Let me see if there's anything else being declared out here. This is just going to be bits and pieces of what's already discussed before. Let me continue down here. This is pretty much, it seemed like it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. I don't know why it's in double. But this is pretty much, so it's not 165 pages like I thought before. This is pretty much the same thing over and over again. But, man. Crazy, 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 dog. Crazy, crazy. All in all, from what I see from both these folks, man, it's toxicity going around between both. Her initial filing made it seem like she was crazy. I mean, it's made it seem like he was the one that was being toxic and just was doing anything because he wanted to be with her, which may be the case. I think he does love her. I think he does love her. But they obviously had some back and forth that made him have a cause for pause. For sure. Man, what y'all say in the chat, man? We just need Jay-Z to blackmail him at this point. Exactly, that's why people should wait to get both sides of the story. You got to get both sides of the story. Anyone saying the baby should be with her after these texts is sick. So y'all don't think the baby should be with her? Damn. Hey, man, I trust y'all judgment too, especially parents. Again, pray for baby Halo because toxic. They toxic as hell. She seems to be obsessed with DDG. Yeah. DDG don't need clout. Manipulated at his finest from a scorned woman. Stop it. There are still awesome mothers that don't need to do all of this. That's true. Yeah. She need help for real. And it's sad that this came out like this because it seemed like this is what he kept saying, I'm protecting her image. And when it goes down to court, it sucks because you have to take the gloves off because someone will paint you to be a monster. And if you have to go ahead and put things in perspective. And it sucks when these are two public figures, but he has to. Because what else for him to do if you don't understand that this was just a toxic relationship? And man, I don't know what to say. Oh man, this is crazy. She might hurt the baby. She sold her soul a long time ago. If you look at only DDG comments, he basically claiming He calming her down 90% of the time, bro. This is all her work. She the reason it got this crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So where can I find this? Let me go ahead and do this for y'all. Let me go ahead and do this for. Let me see if I could. It's not how it's supposed to be. I'll post a link. Let me see if I can find a link. I know people like to read things on their own. I'm gonna run it back. I can't find a link right now. I'm gonna run it back and I'll post a link in the description. But listen, we went through this entire thing, bro. It's crazy. It's a great amount of people in the chat right now. But I got some more content to cover. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me as we went through this entire document. Turn on the notification bell for more updates for different topics. I would love to continue talking about this, but I got some more research to do, some more things to get through before the day's over, man. But this is crazy. Pray for baby Halo. Pray for baby Halo, man. This is sad, dog. I'm out, man. Appreciate